Good afternoon, teacher. My name is Nicole Espinosa, and my group is conformed by me, Carmen Japón, and Belén Cárdenas. I'm going to talk about why use participant observation. The first that we have to know is that participant observation is used for collecting qualitative data. So I'm going to give you 5 reasons for conducting participant observation research. I'm going to start with the number 1 is opening up the areas of inquiry to collect a wider range of data. What I want to say here is that participants can observe certain sort of events that if you aren't on the side as a participant, you are not allowed to do, to see, or to know some things like behaviors in social groups and things like that. The number 2 is reducing the problem of reactivity. People usually change their behavior when they see outsiders. So if you want to be a successful participant observer, you have to be ignored. Even if you are taking pictures, recording videos, or doing abnormal things like that, you are searching for a normal behavior. The best way is to be ignored by the group that you are researching. As a third point, we have enabling researchers to know what questions to ask. This is very simple to explain. In short, what are you observing? Based on that, you will know what is correct to ask to your research group. The number 4 is gaining intuitive understanding of the meaning of your data. The interpretation of the qualitative data is always a subjective activity. So when you're doing a subjective interpretation, you're able to create some bias. But participant observation gives you an intimate knowledge of your area of study. And in that way, you will reduce this type of validity error. The number 5 is addressing problems that are simple or neighborable to other data collection techniques. Things like how our organizations and institutions work, or how we grow and develop to a member of various social groups, are things that we learn by doing them. So if you want to learn more about them, it's better if you do it by yourself as a participant observer.
In addition to Bernard's 5 reasons for using participant observation, there are also some other benefits of using the technique. The first one is to establish the topics of inquiry for later, some structured data collection. Here, if your knowledge of a social milieu is so minimal, you aren't even sure what topics might exist to ask about. Participant observation is an excellent starting point. The second one is to avoid suspect self-reported data. There are some topics for which people cannot or will not accurately report their own behavior, like petty criminality, violations of social norms, etc. The third one is to identify behaviors that might go unreported or be missed due to the limitations of residual memory. For example, highlighting routine or unconscious behaviors are notoriously easy to miss during interviews, focus groups, and surveys. The fourth is to lessen reporting biases. Those without direct knowledge of a social scene may collect data that reflect their own points of view rather than the social reality of the people in it. The next is to integrate the observed behavior into its physical context. Participant observations allows you to see the experience, how the setting and the behavior interact. And finally, to see the behavior you are interested in as it happens. This is about observable behaviors. Seeing is believing, and seeing is often data collection as well. Participant observations put you in direct contact with a phenomena of interest by other data collection techniques.
The role of participant observation in the research process. The most traditional use of participant observation is at the exploratory stages of the research on a new topic, venue, behavior, or culture. In this situation, it's very hard to overcome the participant observation because enough information can be collected. For example, when you spend time working, travel, playing, or living with people, you will produce enough information to form dozens of interviews. But participant observation can also play an important role when examining topics where there is already enough knowledge. Participant observation can often help explain quantitative findings by providing the contextual meaning behind other data. And also the participant observation may occur at multiple stages of the research, either early on as an exploratory element, or later as an explanatory or confirmatory element. The potential drawbacks of participant observation include these elements. First, potentially and unpredictability time-consuming. Second, highly practitioner-sensitive. Third, sometimes difficult to generalize from. Here, this can be very hard to know and generalize good information. 4. Your audience may not respect it. For example, when you do an interview and some people don't tell the truth or don't take it seriously. Finally, consider your research objectives and be realistic about what participant observation can and cannot do to help you address them.